This is Sportscentre.
Hey, I'm Marissa Roberto, and this is Sportscentre presented by Montana's Barbecue and Bar. Yesterday we gave out grades for the Canadian NHL teams in the Eastern Conference. So today we got your Western Conference midterms, even though I guess there's no hockey team in this area. But I'm pointing to my shirt that says Saskatchewan. Up first are the Winnipeg Jets, who've arguably been the best team in the league this season. Winnipeg started their season by winning 15 of their first 16 games. And while they have cooled off a bit of late, they're still only a point out of first in the entire league. And if that isn't enough for a perfect grade, well, we don't know what is. So the Winnipeg Jets get an A+, but technically they should be getting an A++ considering their expectations at the beginning of the year. Another team that's doing well right now is the Oilers. Just like last year, they started off slow but have really turned things around and currently find themselves second in the Pacific. Their stars of Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl are easily the biggest factors in their success, as they are both top 10 scorers in the league as of today. The only real knock on Edmonton right now is how much of an offensive load their top guys are carrying. Aside from McDavid and Draisaitl, no Oilers forwards are even at 25 points. That has not hurt them in the standings so far. And for that reason, we're giving them an A. Moving to the coast where things have not gone so well for the Vancouver Canucks. After winning the Pacific a season ago, the Canucks now find themselves in the wildcard race. But their drop in the standings has not been the story of the season. Instead, it's been the feud between Elias Pettersson and JT Miller, which has escalated enough to where Vancouver has explored trading them. From an outsider who does not cheer for the Canucks is fantastic. We want all the tea. Also a nice confirmation there because we've heard stories of certain players before, so I don't want to take sides here, but I am. I'm sure there's still time to turn things around, but so far it hasn't been a great year for them, so the Canucks are getting a C for a cookie and Canucks. And you know what C is also for? Calgary, so the Flames are next. They're in the middle of a rebuild right now and came into the season projecting to be one of the worst teams in the league. But they've actually had a pretty solid year. And just 1 point behind Vancouver for the final wildcard spot. This success gives them a ton of options heading into the trade deadline, as they could deal some of their top players to accelerate the rebuild, or keep things going and push for the playoffs. Regardless of where they go from here, Calgary's been a nice surprise, and because of that, they get a B. Alright, earlier this week I asked the question if the Leafs are the best team in the NHL. And since then they've won another game and the win streak is now at 5. Tied with Detroit for the longest streak in the NHL. They're 4 points up on Florida in the Atlantic, only 2 points behind the Caps who are first in the conference, and have the 5th best record when it comes to the overall standings. Only 3 points behind Vegas. One caveat that the Leafs have played 2 more games than the Golden Knights. But let's focus on the last month, because we see what this team can look like when everything is clicking. They're 11-4 in that stretch, and the 22 points are more than anyone else in the NHL in that month. They've also scored more goals than anyone, 52 times in those 15 games. And once again, let's remind you, Austin Matthews missed a 2-week stretch in the middle of all that. But since he's been back, he's been on fire, having multiple point games in all 3, putting up 2 goals, 5 assists, and 7 points. See, yeah, the Leafs are doing good without him, but they're doing even better when he's there. Now, the one guy not doing much for Toronto lately is William Nylander, who's gone 8 games without a goal, and 4 games without a point. And in Tuesday's win over Philly, he had only 1 shot. Just the 4th time that's happened this season. But I don't really think that people should be upset with William Nylander in any way. Let's remember what he does during the playoffs, okay? So he can make it relax during the regular season when he does what he does in the playoffs. And what he's done all year before this drought. Tonight the Leafs are in Carolina, taking on a Hurricane squad playing like it's the dog days of the NHL season. After a great start to the season, they've definitely regressed to the mean and are now 3rd in the Metro. Those of you in the Leafs region can watch tonight's game on TSN. Coverage begins at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. To the NFL, and we are just 2 days away from wildcard weekend. And what a weekend it'll be, because there really is nothing better than the NFL playoffs. For a long time, I used to say that MLB playoffs were the best playoffs in sports, but I've come to realize that it is the NFL, because it's just one and done, and that's scary. And we have some major injury news to get to, as Ravens receiver Zay Flowers is officially listed as out for Saturday's game against the Steelers. Head coach John Harbaugh ruled out the receiver just moments ago. So the Ravens go up against their division rival without their Pro Bowler. There is still hope he'll be good to go for the divisional round next week if they advance. And sticking with injuries, Jalen Hurts returned to practice yesterday for Philly. However, he still has not cleared concussion protocol. But with his return to practice, he is expected to be on the field Sunday against Green Bay. And wildcard weekend kicks off Saturday on TSN and CTV with the Chargers and Texans, followed by the Steelers and Ravens. Then Sunday we got a triple header starting with the Broncos and Bills, followed by Packers, Eagles, and then Commanders, Bucks. Then it all finishes Monday night with the Vikings and Rams. And once again, all games will be on both CTV and TSN. So realistically, you could just get on the couch Saturday around 4:30 and then not get off it until Monday. I don't know, did you take Monday off? Time now for my favorite segment on yours, that We Love Sports Today.
Why we love sports today.
And let's meet the phenom that is Jacob Carter. He's 6'8", 275 pounds, and 13 years old. I'm concerned about where this is going. I mean, is he playing against who? What are the ages of these kids he's playing against? Also 13-year-olds? Some of them look almost as big as him. I don't know. I would like to know. I have a couple of questions. Like, what's the diet like? What is this, a lot of milk? How much protein are you intaking, brother? And we got some massive news from the hockey world today, as Bruce Boudreau is making his return to coaching.
It's Bruce Boudreau here, and I finally got a job, and I'm joining a team that's definitely going to be in the playoffs. You're going to have to watch us. These guys are great. I hope I don't make them too bad as I take over the reins.
Okay, a couple of things here, Brucey. I fear you have not watched them perform previously for you to say that you think you're going to make them bad. There's no way you could make them worse. But how crazy is it that a former Jack Adams Award winner is coaching Bar Down for a game? To watch the amazing video, head to Bar Down's YouTube page. Or if you're watching this on Insta, click the link below. But for now, let's just take a little sneak peek of Bruce behind the bench.
Well, you think you guys are hockey players, right? But if I got to get back into coaching, I got to start somewhere, right? So you guys are the lucky recipients. I heard you guys think you're pretty good. Well, I've been told by my higher-ups that, we take pay cuts here if you don't do a good job. Do you get paid? You don't get paid, do you?
Kind of.
And we're trying to move up to the C division. So we've got to be on our toes today. So let's go out and let's get them.
Let's go! Let's go! Go, Brucey! Bruce Dennis! Bruce Dennis! Bruce Dennis! Yeah!
Well, I feel like Daniel Pignataro would have been upset that he wasn't the one to fire the team up. I fear he might be jealous of Bruce's entire shoot. And today is also Bruce's 70th birthday. So what better way to say happy birthday than watching him coach the jabronis we work with. Happy birthday, Bruce. That's it for today. We'll start picking tomorrow at 3 Eastern. No Pacific. Have a good one. Shout out Saskatoon.